looking forward to the Thursdays.
Actually, this cultural arts program at this church is fantastic.
It's a place to make friends.
Conversation, music, laughter, friendship. These are the keys to bringing people together from all different parts of the world. And this is what the Living in America program at Hitchcock Presbyterian Church in Scarsdale, New York is all about. Today, this program is celebrating 40 years of welcoming newcomers to the United States. 40 years of bridging language and cultural gaps between people of different nations. 40 years of fostering better understanding between people of different backgrounds. Let's look into the history and remember why and how this wonderful program got started. The year was 1976. Many diplomats and employees of large globalizing corporations were arriving in the New York City area with contracts to work for multiple years. These employees came with their families and soon discovered that Westchester County offered good schools, lovely parks, and an easy commute to the city, so many settled here. Anyone who has moved to a new country knows that living abroad can be both exciting and challenging. For many of the families arriving at that time, it was difficult to learn a new language and understand a new culture. At that same time, there were 2 American women at Hitchcock Church in Scarsdale, both married to foreigners, who had both recently returned from living abroad. Harriet Yamashita and Joanna Tsuyuki knew firsthand about the challenges their new neighbors from foreign countries were experiencing. Harriet and Joanna decided to do something to help these new foreign residents adjust to their new environment. They started a weekly program for people new to the country to help them learn about the language and culture surrounding them. Harriet and Joanna named this program Living in America. From the beginning, the program's aim was to welcome people of all ages and from all countries and backgrounds. The very first class had 30 students from countries such as Japan, Korea, and Iran.
We decided to call it Living in America so that it covered anybody who wanted to come.
It very quickly became to realize it wasn't just English as a second language that was important. It was providing the women a chance to get together, to meet, to talk, to be, when it wasn't related to their corporations.
Starting something from scratch is never easy. There were many logistical issues to conquer, but Harriet and Joanna had faith that those issues could be resolved, and they had the energy and determination to bring their vision to life.
Miracle after miracle kept happening. Clearly not something we were providing, but that the Lord was providing for us.
Today, Living in America is one of the longest-running volunteer ESL programs in Westchester County. Over the past 40 years, more than 5,000 students from approximately 50 countries have been welcomed here. More than 120 volunteer teachers have contributed their time and energy to the program. Some things may have changed in the past 40 years, but the joyful gatherings on Thursday mornings at Hitchcock Church continue with as much energy and warmth as ever. What makes this program so special? Teachers and students are happy to explain.
For many students, this is their first stop. We've had students who say, oh, I came here last week, came to America last week. It's their first stop. It's a place for them to meet other people who speak their language. It's a place for them to make friends. Also, it's a place where they can ask questions they can't ask anywhere else. You know, things like, who do I tip at Christmas time? Or, my son's going to a birthday party. You know, what's the protocol with regard to gifts or things like that?
At Living in America, everyone, from beginners to advanced speakers of English, has an opportunity to practice their English language skills, and everyone can learn about American culture and traditions. Each Thursday morning begins with coming together time. Singing songs together helps teach English vocabulary and pronunciation. Teachers or guest speakers talk about topics of interest such as upcoming American holidays or preparing for winter or summer camps. Then students meet in smaller classes with their teachers and continue learning.
This is English class. I learned a lot of English, reading, speaking, writing, everything I learned from here. And also I learned about culture through coming together or many events.
I have time for every week. I have time to sit down and read a book. It's for me. It's peace. It's with peace, and let me count down.
A number of events take place throughout the year to help students experience typical American life. Dressing up for Halloween, enjoying a Thanksgiving feast, celebrating Christmas, and visiting American homes for coffee and conversation. Class outings in the spring provide a chance to get to know the area a little better and to share quality time with friends and teachers.
Each season we can learn American culture or American events like Christmas and Halloween and Thanksgiving.
I like to go to Americans' home for coffee because I can understand more and more about Americans' life.
Thanks to Living in America's on-site babysitting service, even parents with little children can enjoy time in the program.
This program has childcare.
Having students from many different countries together in one program has numerous benefits. Living in America students enjoy learning about each other's countries.
So this is not only the English learning place, but also learning other countries.
By coming here, you really learn about cultures of other countries and how to be more sensitive about it.
Students at Living in America are sometimes surprised to learn that all the teachers are volunteers. But soon many of the students discover the joys of volunteering themselves. Students help with registering new students. They help organize on-site childcare. And each April, the students organize and run a magnificent cultural arts festival to introduce the different home cultures of our students to everyone else in the program. Without the volunteer efforts of our students, the program would not be as strong as it is.
It's a very good opportunity to experience doing volunteer for students. I did a lot of volunteer here, and I found fun or really more feel comfortable.
I think Cultural Arts Festival is very special too, when the students share with us their cultures.
Many students say that the best thing about living in America is the friendship they find through the program. For many, these friendships with students and teachers extend beyond program time.
When I come here, first time I feel here that the air is warm. Yeah, everyone is nice.
I made a lot of friends here,
Yeah.
so it's very good. It makes me very happy.
The true meaning of this program is the generosity shown by the volunteer teachers. It's amazing job, and we can see that they do this job with love and dedication.
It's really about the sharing of cultures and the making of friendships.
Living in America means a lot to the volunteer teachers, too.
I've been doing this for a number of years, and I would try very hard not to miss a session.
It's been my Thursday, or my Thursday morning for quite a while, and I look forward to it.
This is one that's a joy to come every Thursday because of the students, the teachers. It's just a very happy place to be and very fulfilling.
The volunteer teachers at Living in America have prior teaching experience. Equally important, many also bring to the program their own experiences of living abroad. They understand how it feels to live in a foreign land.
I've traveled a lot and lived abroad in various places, so the idea of having an opportunity to meet people from other countries was very appealing.
I had the experience of living abroad for 4.5 years in a culture that was unfamiliar to me, in a language that I was struggling to learn, and I knew what it took to get a foothold in a new culture, and I could imagine very well what many people moving here must be experiencing. And to know that there was a program practically in my backyard that was helping people get that foothold that I knew was difficult to get, I just knew I had to be a part of that.
There are about 34 weeks in the program year. For the teachers, preparing and teaching lessons each week is a significant commitment, but one they are happy to make. The teachers enjoy the classes and the friendships they make.
I actually feel that I get more out of it than what I put in.
We all get so much from our students and enjoy sharing that time together so much.
It's almost the highlight of the week. They really brighten my day. Yeah. And when we can really give them something that makes a difference and we can feel it, that's even more of a thrill.
I've loved teaching, but I never earned a living that way. So this is kind of fulfilling that love that I never pursued in the professional world. And I just love the students.
Seeing the students blossom is the biggest joy.
I'm glad to be doing something for the church. I'm very grateful for the friends I've made among the Living in America teachers and for the international friends I've made among the student body. So it's been really a very meaningful part of my life.
Over the years, students and teachers have shared many experiences with each other. Through Living in America, students have found support in troubled times, as when they have felt particularly far from home during times of war or natural disaster. And friends made at Living in America have celebrated joyous occasions together too, as when new babies arrive. Throughout the 40 years of this program, the main purpose has remained the same: to promote friendship and understanding through conversation and time spent together.
Trying to help people deal with diversity. It has been a joy to watch the change. It is a part of growing the world, the global place that we live in now.
I just hope that there are a few little pieces of salt or some few seeds that maybe someday help world peace a little bit.
Yeah.
And make things look better for everybody.
It's been a pleasure for me, and I'm sure it is for the other teachers too, to be part of this program. It's been great over the years, and I'm sure it'll continue for many, many years to come.
Connections and friendships made at Living in America often continue long after participants return to their home countries. This means a lot to the teachers.
Whatever seed it's planted, it will grow. There are groups, as you already know, of alumni who are continuing to meet in Japan, who are continuing to cultivate the friendships.
To know that the lives that we have touched, that they're still meeting, that they're still communicating, that they're trying to keep up their English, that they're trying to help each other reacclimatize to their own cultures.
The early seeds planted by Harriet and Joanna have grown into a large, beautiful tree. As Living in America celebrates its 40th year, the two founders continue to look ahead.
The one thing that it definitely tells you is the need is still there and the need is being filled. There are many new teachers through the years. After Joanna and I initially were the ones that began it, Ellen November took over, and since then, oh my goodness, I think it's Linda Camp and Diane Gisman, but it's never skipped a beat. It's continued year after year. Therefore, it must be meeting a need. And I think the other thing is friendships are formed that last forever.
Just to take home whatever you have learned. I am committed to feeling that the more diverse our experiences, the more diverse our friendships, our networks are, the better we are able to cope with living in a global world.
Current students have wonderful advice for students of the future.
It's a very friendly place. You won't be afraid of anything.
It's a treasure for us to bring back to our own countries.
Keep coming, you will learn more and more English and understand more and more about Americans' life.
I am so grateful for everything that I have enjoyed here, and please, if you have a chance, come.
As we celebrate the past 40 years of this special program, Living in America at Hitchcock Church, let's also look forward eagerly to the wonderful years to come.